Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Josefine and I'm the owner and designer of Plant Patterns. And today I'm going to give you a tour of my sewing studio. We moved into this apartment a few months ago, and this is the first time I have my own room at home for a sewing space. And I thought I would give you guys a little bit of a background information. So I started out at home in the living room, and I had all of my sewing things in the corner, and it got really messy, and I really wanted to find a studio space. So I had my first studio space, a 20-minute walk from home, and it was really small, really tiny, but I could fit all of my sewing machines and everything in there. So that's how I started. And then I was there for not even a year, and then I found a bigger studio closer to home. So it was an upgrade. And I really loved it there. In some ways, it was really close, just 3-minute walk, and I had 30 square meters all to myself. But it was on top of a dance studio, so it was kind of noisy sometimes. And even though I had so close to get there, it was still a task to go there. So now I'm really happy to have moved here, and I have my own space at home. I can choose when I want to go here, and it's really nice. It's convenience. So now let's begin the tour. When you walk in the door, you have the cutting table to the right, and straight ahead you have my sewing table with all the sewing machines. And there are big windows, so there's a lot of light coming in, which is really nice. There's a balcony outside, and as you can see, I have a few stations set up, and we will go more into detail. But I thought we would start with the wardrobes. On the right, I have all of my fabrics, or most of them. I have some other ones, but they're not here. And I have my printer at the bottom. It's not the ideal place for the printer, but it's the solution I have right now. I might find a better place later. But I have sort of sorted the fabrics into what kind of quality it is, so wovens and jerseys. And in the next wardrobe, I have some random pieces. I have sewing machine bags and some storage for all sorts of random things. And in the last one here, I haven't made it ready for sewing things yet, so I have shoes and clothes that should be somewhere else, and this will be more storage for fabrics and other bits and pieces I need. And now let's move on to the cutting table. So this is one of my favorite features of this studio. It's really nice to have a standing height cutting table, and this is a really large one, and the construction is my boyfriend's idea. So you can flip it down, and I put my cutting mat behind it there, and you can have it up when you need. So the legs are you're able to screw them on and off, and it's really nice. I keep my cutting mat on the table, and here I have some fabrics for future projects I'm working on. So you will see some sew-alongs coming up. So in the corner here I have the cutting mat. I will link it below if I can find the one I have. And something really exciting is I just received my first trials for my paper patterns. So they are here giving me inspiration. So you can see the Tyra, Eira, Idun and Vera patterns. So initially I thought I would have a photo on the cover, but I decided that I liked the look of illustrations more. So I went for just line drawings and more of an illustrated look. But they will be available soon, and keep posted, and I will tell you when they are ready to order. So exciting. each of my patterns have their own color. So my goal is that I will create a whole rainbow of paper patterns. So you can have them stacked like this, and you will have a whole rainbow. So fun. Now let's see what I have in this bookcase. So I decided to store a lot of the things I have here in these white IKEA boxes. Just gives it a clean look. But I have some sewing thread, I have a little babushka, and some things for my pressing station. And down here I store all of my PDF patterns and documents for my business and stuff like that. So bookkeeping, paper patterns, printed PDF patterns, some sewing books, and things like that. And up there I have some sewing books, fashion books, inspiration. Now let's move on to the pegboard. So I took this pegboard from my last studio, and I really liked it, so I thought I would keep it. I have some rulers and curve things, scissors, cutting knives and pens and everything you would need. And I have my buttons sorted into color, so that looks really nice. And I have this little cute needle holder. It's from Hannah Doodle Crafts. I will link it below if I can find it. I have some more buttons, some more pens, scissors, everything that I need to have close at hand. Now let's move on to my sewing machines. So I have 4 of them, and the first one here is a Genome Overlock. I will link it below if I can find it, with every one of these. So this one I use on a daily basis almost. For every project I make, I use this. And then I have my favorite machine of all time. This is the Husqvarna Automatic. It's the green one, classic from the 60s. And it sews like a dream. It's a really, really nice machine. It's all metal, and yeah, I couldn't ask for a better machine. This one is really great. And then I have a cover stitch, and this one I don't use as much, and I'm thinking about selling it because it doesn't get a lot of use. This is for a twin needle hem, a twin needle stitch, and I'm happy to use a twin needle on my Husqvarna or my other one. So yeah, as I say, I don't use it that much, but it's nice to have. So yeah, and if you're wondering what the thing on the side is, that's my charger. It's a Qi charger from for my phone. I will link it below. It's really nice to have. To be able to charge your phone when you're sewing. So, and this one is my newest machine. It's a Singer. Yeah, the cover stitch is also Singer. And this one is a computerized domestic machine, and it has a lot of different stitches, and I mainly use it for buttonholes because it has a really good button foot attachment. And I haven't used it so much because it's new, but I really like it. I prefer the green Husqvarna though for regular sewing because it's really nice to sew with. The sound is really nice. It's like it purrs like a cat, and this one is modern, so it has some benefits. But yeah, I really enjoy all of the machines, but the cover stitch I might get rid of. And it's really nice to have them all lined up here. Yeah, they are so nice. Underneath the table I have some drawers with a bit of storage, because you can never get enough storage with sewing things, I think. So I have some zippers, and I have pattern weights, extra pins, small bits and pieces. These are plastic I use them for PDF patterns, interfacing, more zippers inside, some packaging material, kits for jackets, extra needles again. Yeah, it's not super organized, but it stores a lot of things in there. And here by the window I have my pressing station. So I have my iron, my ironing board, and some extra things to make it easier, such as measuring hems and yeah, just making sure everything is accurate. I also have this clothing rack with samples and inspiration and toiles. And sometimes I have it here in front of the wardrobe and I move it around where I need to. So it doesn't really fit in here, but I like to keep it here anyways. And in the corner by the window, I also have my dress form, and she keeps my measuring tapes in place. And I also have a vacuum, which is really handy to just vacuum all the threads and stuff. And that's the complete tour. If you have any questions at all, just leave a comment below and I will answer. See you next time!